Hi everyone, it's Chase Chappell and we are in week 1, module 2, which is guiding principles. First in this video today, we're going to go over the absolute essential foundational principles for any business running Facebook ads. It doesn't matter if it's done for you, one-on-one, group coaching, online courses, products, or services selling $1,000 a month or selling $100 million a year. The guiding principles for any business is always the same with Facebook ads. And these are the things which we absolutely must get right. When we get these things right, it makes almost all the stuff that we do effortless. And it really makes things easy for us because we're simply building on these solid foundations that we laid in the beginning, and it blocks out all the other noise that just isn't necessary for getting results. So let's jump right into it. Here's what we're going to cover on today's video. We're going to start off with getting clear on your transformation that you are going to make with your Facebook ad results. Then we're going to cover our key success metric that we are going to use as a measurement for success. Then we're going to define your marketing spend that will be used on your Facebook ads. And then we're going to define the 4 primary metrics that will help us on track and what the high and low points of those metrics look like. And then once we are laser clear on what your metric high and low numbers are, then we're going to set up your ad account to show you the primary metrics all in one view. This is where all the information that we need later on is drawn from. It's extremely important that you complete the action items today, you put in a lot of effort into these things, and that you upload them and store them in the action items section within the week. 1, because we're going to need these later on. Honestly, I'm not just saying that, we're going to refer back to these constantly throughout the program. Now, everyone has a current situation. It's what you've got right now. You want to know what your current situation is? It's you right now as of this moment. How much money you've got and all the results you have right now. That's your current situation. Then your desired situation is what you want and where you want to be with your results. So what will your transformation look like? In order for us to grow and get to our desired situation, we must learn and understand what our desired situation is. To do that, we're going to write down your current situation on where you are at with your Facebook ad results and what your desired situation looks like with your Facebook ads. It's going to sound something like this. My current situation is blank. I will do blank to get to my desired situation of blank. We're going to replace the blank spots with actual answers. Here's an example of what yours might look like. My current situation is I'm getting 10 results per month, my average cost per result is $50, and my marketing budget is $500 per month. And I'm getting a 1x return on ad spend. I will do the work and process to get to my desired situation, and my desired situation is getting 100 results per month, my average cost per result is $10, and my marketing budget is $1,000 per month, and I'm getting a 3x return on ad spend. Now I have a worksheet below this lesson that you can download and input with your current situation and desired situation. And here's what the worksheet looks like. And once again, you can pause this lesson, download this file below, and input your current and desired situation. Now we need to know our key success metric, because everything we'll be doing with your Facebook ads is going to revolve around it. So be sure to write this down. Return on ad spend is your key success metric, because we want to start launching ads, optimizing ads, and scaling ads. We're going to use the return on ad spend metric as a guiding factor for success. Now we'll give you an example for why. If you spend $1,000 on your ads, you're going to want to make sure that you are getting a return on that $1,000 spent. That's the goal. So for every dollar you spend on ads, you want to make back that dollar and more. Therefore, return on ad spend is a very important metric that determines success. And don't worry, we will cover a few ways later on how we can set up the tracking for return on ad spend with your Facebook ads. And we'll be setting up rules and parameters for how your Facebook ads will behave and scale based off the return on ad spend metric. Now you might have noticed I have put ROI here as well in the smaller square, and is the color black, and the reason for that is because ROI is an important metric and we want to make sure you're getting a good return on investment, but we can't track ROI within your Facebook ad account. The reason being is there are way too many variables that go into calculating ROI for businesses. So even though we won't be able to optimize for ROI within Facebook ads, it doesn't mean it is not an important factor. It still is important, and you want to try to keep track of your ROI, but it won't be our primary success factor for optimizing ads, because we have to build the system off a strong foundation that can behave on its own and get the return on ad spend that allows us to do just that. By the way, if you don't know how to calculate ROI, then I would simply recommend to just do a quick Google search and type something like how to calculate ROI for a blank business. Just replace the blank with the type of business you have and do the search. Now that we know return on ad spend is going to be our key success metric, we're going to go through each one of these 4 principal metrics, and we're going to get clearly defined on each one. Now, if you're doing done for you or one-on-one, selling a product or a service, it doesn't matter. We're going to be focusing on these 4 principal metrics that will guide your Facebook ads to success. Don't worry if we're going to change the way you're currently looking at your Facebook ad metrics. That is okay. It's important to start understanding that your link clicks, views, and likes are completely irrelevant metrics to your success. What really matters is getting you a return on ad spend, and the only 4 metrics that we need to have complete focus on are these 4 metrics to do that. The first being amount spent. We will be looking at the amount spent metric in your ad account for how much you spend on each audience, how much you spent daily, how much you spent on an ad, and how much you spent for the month. The more we can understand where your spending is going, the easier we can identify where money is being wasted and where problems are occurring. Then we have results, and the result metric is either going to be purchases or leads. So that means if you have link clicks or anything other than purchases or leads set up as your campaign conversion goal right now, you need to get rid of it. And you will need to decide which one you will now use. I recommend if someone can purchase with a credit card on your website, then you use purchase as your result metric. And if not, then use leads as your result metric. And don't worry, I'm going to show you how the process works when we start setting all this up and what we're going to cover for the fundamentals and the guiding principle metrics. Then we have cost per result. The cost per result is going to be a metric we pay very close attention to. Example being, anytime we see a high cost per result on an ad, we're going to flag it. And then anytime we see a low cost per result on an ad, we're going to flag it. Because we only want to spend the smallest amount possible per result to get the highest amount of results possible to bring us the largest return possible. Then we have return on ad spend, which, as you know, is our primary success metric. The return on ad spend metric we always want to have in the positive, because if we spend $1,000, then we want to make an absolute minimum of $1,001, because we don't want to lose any money. Then we are going to be setting up rules for our ads to behave and scale based off our return on ad spend. And if your business is purely leads and people can't purchase on your website and they have to go through a qualification phase, that's totally fine too. You will just have to use your cost per result metric as your primary success metric for setting up your ad rules. It works just the same and gets just as much results, if not better results too. Now we are going to define your metric's high and low point. And I'm sure at this point, no pun intended, you're probably wondering what a metric's high point and low point is. A high point is when your return on ad spend, results, and cost per results are approaching the best point they have ever been at, the high point. Then the metric low point is the furthest point we will allow your return on ad spend, results, and cost per results to go down to, the low point. So what I want you to do right now is download the metric high and low points worksheet, or click the worksheet link below this video and open it up in Google Sheets, then make a copy of it so you can edit it. Then you will need to follow the steps to define your metrics high and low points. This is important because we're going to use these as our range for getting our results and return on ad spend, and eventually setting the rhythm for maintaining consistent results and return on ad spend every single month. So let's open up the metric high and low points worksheet. So follow the steps below to find your high and low point numbers. Step 1, define your monthly marketing spend. I'm going to go ahead and use an example for myself of $10,000. You can put in whatever your monthly marketing spend is going to be. Do something that's realistic and that you can actually spend. I put $10,000. And then step 2, how much does your product or service cost? For example, my program is $5,000. So I'm going to put $5,000. If you have a product that costs $25, then put that there. Step 3, what is your desirable return on ad spend? That is within reason. I would say 5x return on ad spend for us is within reason. Anything higher is usually out of our range. 5x is really nice. If I can get 5 times 10,000, that's really good for us. And then the minimum return on ad spend we will let our ads go down to is 1. I don't want to go anything below a 1. So if I spend $10,000, I'm going to want to make sure that I make either $10,000 or more. And that's our low point. So once you input those numbers, what's going to end up happening is you're going to identify what your high point is. So if I want to make 5 times our spending, so if we spend $10,000 and I want to make 5 times that, which is $50,000, we're going to need to at least get $50,000 worth of purchases. In order to do that, we have to sell 10 programs, and we have to sell 10 programs because each program costs $5,000. So 5,000 times selling 10 of our programs will make $50,000. In order to do that, we need to maintain a cost per result of $1,000. If we go any higher than this on our cost per result, we won't be able to achieve our return on ad spend of 5. So same thing for low point. With our low point, if we want to break even and don't lose money, then we're going to have to make sure we sell at least 2 programs, which end up equaling $10,000, and that breaks us even because we spent $10,000, and our cost per result can't go any higher than $5,000. So that means like we can't spend more than $5,000 to get somebody to spend $5,000 on our program. And once you've identified your high points and your low points, these are really your ranges for what we're going to use to set up all of your rules and everything for your actual ad account. So make sure you go ahead and open up this worksheet, input your numbers, and once you do that and find out everything, save this because we're going to refer back to it later. Now, to take your Facebook ad results to the next level, it's mandatory that you know your success metrics and have defined your metrics high and low point. So we can use these to build on our foundation and system. So now you need to go set up your ad account view to show you the most important metrics every time you open your Facebook ads. And if you need to know how to do that, make sure you use the link provided below this video lesson to see. Let's do a quick recap of everything that we have covered on this video lesson today. We got clear on your transformation. Then we got you to complete the transformation goal worksheet to get clear on your transformation. This one right here, the transformation goal pinup, current situation, desired situation. You should have downloaded this, printed it, completed it, and put it up on your wall so it's clear. You always want to refer back to this. Then I told you the key success metric, which is return on ad spend, and that you will also want to still keep track of your ROI. Then we covered the 4 guiding principal metrics. I suggested that you complete the primary metrics high and low point worksheet. Then I asked you to set up your ad account success metrics view, so that way every time you look at your campaigns, you have the primary metrics right in front of you. Now, there's quite a lot of action to take and things to do and complete and upload into the action item section. It's extremely important that you do this and get this done because we're going to constantly refer back to this stuff throughout the program. And this is really the foundation that your Facebook ad results are going to be built on top of. And if you want to do that and get good results and get to your desired situation, if you want to make that change, that transformation, and achieve that goal, make sure you do the work. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.